Hey guys, my name's Adam, your friendly Sasquatch, and today we are going to be doing a quick video review on Olight's brand new Warrior X4, a really nice high-performance 2600 lumens tactical flashlight. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. Alright guys, so this is Olight's Warrior X4. I'm really excited about this light because most of my lights are more EDC lights like the Baton or the Warrior 3S, etc. This is a little bit bigger light. It's 2600 lumens and it's a kind of a high performance tactical throw light. The UI on it's a little bit simpler, so it's easier to use under stressful situations. It's got some nice deep cooling fins in the aluminum head here to help the light stay cooler for longer, enabling you to stay in higher performance modes for longer. So let's go ahead and review what comes in the box when you order one of these, the size and weight, and then we'll go into the different run times, brightnesses, and user settings. So first in the box you get the Olight Warrior 4X itself. Obviously, that's what you ordered it for, right? You wanted a flashlight. Inside the light we have a 21700 5000 milliamp hour battery. It's included and it's rechargeable, so you don't need to worry about buying new batteries. We'll go over the charging functions in a little bit. But while we're on the tail cap here, I do want to point out that there is a tactical ring on the back of this light. It is removable, but I actually really like it. You just kind of hold it like this, kind of like a cigar or something, and using the back tail switch is really easy. We'll go over all those functions in a little bit. Also in the box, you get a nice plastic holster. It's kind of that Kydex material. There's a nice deep pocket clip on it to put onto your belt or your MOLLE pack or whatever. The way this works is you just put the light in, kind of tip first, and it snaps right into place and it's super locked in there. There's no worry about the light coming out. So that's pretty cool. And then the bottom is open, so you can use the light while it's in the holster if you need to. Also included is a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. I'm not using this one because I have a bunch of USB-C cables already. It'll work with any USB-C cable you have, but it does come with one, which is nice. And then of course you have the user's manual and safety guides, which you don't need because you're watching this video. You'll know everything there is to know about this light. Now that's all that came in the box that I ordered. There are some other variations where I think they're going to have a tactical ring with one of these, and then some of the other versions have different types of attachment methods and stuff. But I got kind of the simple one because I wanted a camo color. I think the camo just looks super nice. It's kind of a nice green. It's hard to describe. It's like bright. It's got like bright spots, so it like really pops, but it's not so bright that it catches your attention if you're out in the woods or something. So I kind of a nice balance between style and functionality. As for the size of the light itself, the head is 1.56 inches in diameter. The length of the light is 5.87 inches long. And then the weight of the light is 8.8 ounces, which it's a pretty substantial light. It's not like overly heavy, but that is over half a pound. And you'll notice there is no pocket clip on the light itself. It's not really intended to be just carried in the bottom of your jeans pockets or something like that. You should really be carrying this in a holster or in a pouch or something like that. But overall, for a tactical flashlight, I think this is an excellent size and weight. You're trading off a little extra weight for higher performance and run times. As far as the features of the light, it has everything you've come to expect from an Olight product. It's IPX8 rated, which means it's water submersible down to 6 feet. It's going to be impact rated and all that, just like you'd expect from any tactical flashlight. It's made of solid aluminum, milled construction. The knurling on it's super deep. Nothing feels cheap about this. This is definitely a high quality product. In the head here, we have really nice, deep, thick cooling fins, and that's going to really help keep this 2600 lumens light running at those high durations for longer. It runs for 2600 lumens for 3 minutes and steps down to 1000 lumens, which can run for 140 minutes. So that's what those cooling fins would do for you versus smaller, more compact light. They may advertise, oh, this light does 3000 lumens, but it only does that for 15 or 20 seconds, where this light will do that all day long. On the end here, we have a nice solid strike bezel. Now something different about this front strike bezel from the Warrior X3 is there's no glow-in-the-dark ring, which I think is the correct call for a tactical light. When you're in a tactical situation, you don't always want to give your situation away, and Olight has listened to his customers and removed that glow-in-the-dark ring. The front bezel does unscrew. If it gets damaged or something like that, it can be replaced. I'm just going to pop that off real quick so you can kind of see the emitter in there. And you can see how thick that aluminum is around the reflector. Definitely a lot of aluminum there to help keep the heat on the emitter down so it can keep running for longer. So that's nice. If you damage your front bezel, you can replace it. Now moving down from the head of the light, we have this twist ring, which is kind of a new trick. And under that twist ring is a USB-C charging port, which is how you charge this light up. Next to the USB-C charging port, there is a LED light, and when you press the light on, you can see what the charge status of the flashlight is. Now the LED battery status indicator has 3 colors. Green represents 100% down to 60%. Orange represents 60% down to 10%. Red represents 10% to 5%, and then blinking red represents 5% to completely dead. Something else I really like about this light is it vibrates the handle when the light is low. So when you turn it on, if the light is in a low battery status, the handle will vibrate, letting you know that you need to charge the light up soon. This light is supposed to be waterproof with this ring pulled back, so if you get it wet, it's not an issue. I don't think you can actually charge while this is submerged, but they say that the port itself is water sealed, so if you leave this ring back and you get the flashlight wet, it's not a problem. So that's kind of a nice feature. I really like that it covers the ports up and stuff when you're using it. It just gives it a nice kind of clean look, and it's a super smooth functioning kind of a, I don't know what you call this. I'm going to call it a ring, but it just kind of has this nice little cam action to it when you open and close it. So I really like that feature. I think that's a nice touch. The knurling on it is super high quality, as we come to expect. The finger reading here is the only thing that's rubber on the light, and it feels really good in hand. It doesn't cut into your fingers or anything like that. It's got kind of a nice rubberized texture, but it's not so aggressive that it's going to grab everything as you brush up against your coat, jacket, bag, or whatever. It's still very usable. Coming to the back here, we have a really nice flat tail cap. The light stands on end really nicely if you need to illuminate an area. And it is magnetic charging capable. Now they don't include the MCC3 charging cable that will work with this, that's sold with other lights, but they did retain the wireless charging functionality if you already have some of those chargers. Also, you can see the recessed edge around the switch here, and that's so you can attach the remote switch. And again, I did not buy that kit, but there is a separate remote kit you can buy either separately or bundled with the light if that's what you want. But that's pretty cool. If you want a remote switch for this light, you can set it up with one. Okay, so that's the quick walk around of all the features of this excellent light. Let's go ahead and review the brightness and runtimes, and then we'll get into the user's guide portion of this video where I show you how to get into all the different features. So on this light, we have 2 different user modes. We have the regular mode and the tactical mode. Now the different brightness settings are high, medium, and low. In high setting, you're running 2,600 lumens, which can throw for 630 meters. In the medium mode, we have 1,000 lumens, and in the low mode, we have 300 lumens. So in the regular mode, we start out with the high mode, which is 2,600 lumens for 3 minutes, and it drops down to 1,000 lumens for 140 minutes, which is a long time. And then it finishes off at 300 lumens for 20 minutes. Now, if you're just in a low setting, the 300 lumens, it will run for 8 hours straight, which is an entire work shift. Really good. Now, if you're in the tactical mode, we'll show you how to get that a little bit. You are going to be running a straight 1,000 lumens for 150 minutes straight, and then it'll step down to 300 lumens for 20 more minutes. If you're in strobe, it will run for 330 minutes. That's pretty impressive. As far as getting into the different user modes, it's super simple. You just use the tail cap on the back here. There's no other buttons, weird switches, or anything like that. Now, there's a full press and a half press on this particular light. So a full press gets you into the full 2,600 lumens, and you'll notice that when I full press and release, the light comes off immediately. In order to get the light to stay on, you have to full press quickly. So just real quick full press and the light will stay on. And then the same for the half press. So half press will put you into the low mode, which is 300 lumens. And then again, to stay in low mode, you just half press quickly. So super easy. If you want to get into the tactical mode, what you have to do is come to the back of the light and unscrew it while the light is still on. So you'll see the light is on, the light is on, the light is now off. We'll screw it back in. And now we are in tactical mode. Now, in order to activate the medium mode in tactical, there's no high mode in tactical for some reason. It's just 1,000 lumens for 150 minutes, and then it goes to strobe. So the half press is going to be the medium, or 1,000 lumens, which again will run for 150 minutes. And then the full press is strobe. And as you can see, it's strobing very quickly. My camera's going to have a hard time picking that up, but that's how that works. And kind of like the regular mode, if you just do a quick half press, it will stay on in the medium mode. And if you do a quick full press, the strobe will stay on permanently. So super simple UI. You just turn the light on, unscrew the tail cap to get out of tactical or regular mode, screw it back on. So that's it for the different user modes. I really like how simple this light is to use. It's literally just 3 brightness settings. You just unscrew the tail cap, screw it back on to switch between the different tactical and regular user modes. Some of the newer lights are getting a little bit too cute, I think, with the user interface. This is a nice back to basics approach. I really like it. Okay, so that's everything you need to know about the light. Let's go ahead and take this thing outside so you can see just how bright it is, the color of the beam, and then the shape of the hotspot and everything you want to know about the beam throw of this light. So let's take this outside. All right, guys, welcome to the testing area, aka my backyard. And what we're going to do is just go through the different brightness modes so you can see the beam color, the shape, and all that good stuff. So first up, we're going to do the low mode, which is 300 lumens. And as you can see, it's actually a very bright 300 lumens. One of the things I really like about these kind of tactical style lights is they have a very long throwing beam, so they're not super floody. They have a pretty tight hotspot, but that hotspot really reaches out and touches things. So as you can see, I can easily see these pots, even though it's just 300 lumens, which, you know, is still a fair amount of light, but it just creates a really nice hotspot. You will notice it's not creating a huge floody beam like a car headlight. You know, if I look at the side of the house, for example, you can't see the back wall. If I look at the back wall, you can't see the side of the house. So the light is very concentrated where you need it most, which I really like about this style of light. So that's the 300 lumens. Let's go ahead to 2600 lumens. There's the 2600 lumens, and it's going to be a little hard to tell on the camera, but it's significantly brighter. But the shape of the hotspot's about the same size. So if I shine it at this pot, for example, you can only kind of see one pot at a time. There's a little spillover if I look at the center one to the two on either side, but a very tight hotspot, which I like for this style of light. That's just exactly what you want. So just kind of see the fence here. You can see the tree there, the neighbor's house. Getting way back there, the other neighbor's house. So yeah, this is just a really nice tight hotspot, which for this style light is what you really want. If you want a more floody light, you should be looking at like the Seeker 4 or the Warrior 4, which has a shallower reflector. But the Warrior X4 is really a thrower. Again, at 2600 lumens, you're getting 630 meters of throwing power. So that's just a tremendous amount of throwing power. Let's go ahead and switch it to tactical mode so you can see the medium and strobe functions. Here is the medium beam, which I think is really a nice balance between the super bright and the... All right, here's the 1000 lumens medium beam, and it's very, very usable. It's not as bright as that 2600 lumens, but again, with these more throwy type lights, they concentrate all that light into one spot. So for the medium 1000 lumens, this is very usable. Even at 1000 lumens here, this medium beam at 50 feet away is covering the back wall there from the very top to the very bottom, no problem. So again, very usable, and you have 140 minutes of runtime after the 2600 lumens in this mode. Now we're going to quickly go into strobe mode, so seizure warning. The strobe mode is extremely bright at the full 2600 lumens. I actually think this is a little bit faster strobe than some of Olight's other lights. It just seems like it flickers a little bit quicker. Very disorienting. Definitely would not want this shined in my eyes. So again, strobe mode, 1000 lumens medium beam, 2600 lumens beam, and the 300 lumens beam. Okay, that's it for the outside testing. Let's take this thing back inside. Okay, welcome back in from the outside testing area. And as you can see, this light is super bright. It does have a pretty tight hotspot though, so depending on what you need, this light may be a perfect fit for you, or it might not be the perfect fit for you. And that's why I do these videos, so you can see exactly what you're getting. From about 50 feet away, the hotspot was about 6 feet tall. So for a lot of things, that's going to be pretty, that'll be sufficient. But if you need a floodier light, something more like a car headlight or something like that, you might want to consider the Olight Warrior 3S or the Olight Seeker 4. Those are both going to have a floodier beam than something like this. This light is designed to be super bright, 2600 lumens, but really reach out. And that's why it's rated for 630 meters. And they're not joking. It really has a nice concentrated hotspot, and you're going to be able to cut through the night and really reach out there and see and identify what you're trying to find. So again, this is just a more throwing style light versus a flood style light. So overall, I'm really impressed with this light. I think my favorite feature is actually this ring that kind of comes back and exposes the USB-C port. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but it just works really smoothly, and I like that I can just plug this into the same device I charge my cell phone with. There's no special adapters or anything like that. And then the LED indicator next to the USB-C port is super bright, which I also like. Not all lights have bright LED indicators. They'll say, oh, we have 5 little LEDs, but they're not that bright. This one's a nice bright LED indicator, so you can clearly see it even in a lit room. Okay, so that's my quick and dirty overview of Olight's new Warrior X4. It's an excellent light. I'd highly recommend it, and I hope you found this video review helpful. If you did, hit that like button below. It helps the channel out a lot. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell icon so you're the first to be notified when I release new videos just like this one. Cheers!